Ethereum is currently breaking this crucial 4-year resistance here on the top side. And if it does so, we are going to see a tremendous altcoin season going higher in Ethereum. It's going to push up all of the other coins. We are seeing more and more interest of retail in altcoins. We can see this here on the Google Trends chart. And once interest picks up and Ethereum keeps going higher, I strongly believe the rotation of money from Ethereum now going to phase 3 into larger caps and then finally a full-blown alt season. So we have already seen it recently. Ethereum has almost successfully now managed to break above this major resistance line here on the top side. If we draw the resistance line like this, we're still kind of at resistance, but once we break $3,900 for Ethereum, I strongly believe that we are going to go higher. Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand, has been fairly boring. It's just moving sideways in this pattern here. It's moving up and down in this pattern. And we can also draw it in a different way if we like. We can draw it as a major bull flag. So the way we can draw this is very simple. You can see here we are forming a major bull flag, which we are currently looking like we're breaking out of. And if we break the bull flag, obviously the target will be much higher. I think around 130 to $140,000 per Bitcoin. But it's important to note that we have some major CME gaps around us. We have formed a new one over the weekend. It's currently Monday. We formed a new CME gap right here over the weekend, which is very likely to be filled. I mean, we're right at the CME gap. It's just all the way down to $118,500. So $1,000 drop from here is likely. We have the other CME gap, which I mentioned before to you guys in the last few days. It's all the way down at 114,500. And yes, I have opened some positions in that price. 90% of CME gaps do get filled, but we might just keep going higher. However, this current CME gap is definitely going to get filled, I believe. And let's see if the other one is getting filled. If it does so, no need to worry. But yeah, we have the bull flag, like I mentioned. So I strongly believe that we're going to go higher. If we look at the liquidation heat map, we can clearly see there's a lot of liquidations above us at around $120,000, $121,000 per Bitcoin. And that shows us where price is going. Price keeps going towards liquidity, and I do expect higher prices in the future. However, of course, we might grab those CME gaps beforehand. And let's talk about this quickly. So the US government has actually is going to announce their on the 30th of July, they're going to announce their plans with Bitcoin, how they're going to proceed, how much money they're going to allocate into Bitcoin. And that's on Wednesday. That's in 2 days. So that's the bullish news. We know that President Trump is very much a fan of Bitcoin. He supports Bitcoin. He buys it himself. And hopefully on Wednesday, we're going to get good news, which should push the price even higher. Now, of course, it also mentioned this 80,000 Bitcoin which have been dumped on the market a few days ago. This has been done by a company called Galaxy Digital. These Bitcoins were not moved. They were dormant for 14 years, and they were bought originally for $54,000. We can see the dump in the price right here. So this dump you can see right here. Let's see how this dump right here. It was a good 4% dump was caused by this, but we can clearly see that the market was able to absorb this selling pressure fairly well, and we've recovered. So things have changed. Bitcoin is a much mature asset right now, and even if someone sells 80,000 Bitcoins, which is a huge amount, the market is able to absorb it fairly well. And yeah, finally, if Ethereum breaks this major 4-year support resistance line and breaks it like we showed in the first chart, if we do break here, I expect major rallies for altcoins and something similar which happened when Bitcoin breaks these bull patterns on a multi-year basis. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully it's very soon that we're going to see major price increases, but keep in mind we're at the last stage of the bull market in my opinion. as we see in the last bull market. It's always around this time of the year when we see the end of the bull market, and I'm personally going to exit my positions within the next 2 to 3 months. And that's all for today's video. See you tomorrow.